When you say I want it that way, tell me why. What's up, beautiful beauties? Let me get my little Christmassy shit situated. Woo! We have not only just come out of this beautiful solstice, but today I really want to talk a little bit about this full moon in Cancer that's coming at you smack dab nowish in Eastern Standard Time. This full moon is becoming exact at 7:33 p.m. on the 26th. The moon, our beautiful moon, our mama moon, who is at home in the sign of Cancer, just entered into Cancer before the moon is becoming exact in its full state. So there's so much newness and freshness about our emotional body right now. This is also the second full moon in this Cancer Capricorn polarity, right? The sun is in Capricorn, it's Capricorn season. So the first Cancer Capricorn polarity was on January 6th at the beginning of the year. And you could say that we are being invited to have a do-over, right? Do-over. If you didn't quite like how this year went, right now you have the same conjunction or polarity happening. So, if your year didn't go quite as you planned or you would have liked it to, it could be fun to look at the areas related to where Cancer is falling in your chart to consider for yourself. Do you want to end this year the same way you started it? Or what changes would you make? What are you gonna shift? What are you doing differently now, having had the experience of what this year brought? Who were you being? What were you doing? And what do you want to shift into what you actually want, right? This is a really cool way to look at what needs to shift in terms of the house and where Cancer, Capricorn both sit in your chart, or you personally. So if you want more of an in-depth look at these, please book a session with me. I can support you in not only channeling the messages that are coming through right now, but I'll pull some oracle cards and we'll ask questions around that, right? I'm not going to just tell you, oh, this is what you need to do, because I don't believe in that. That's not what coaching is. Coaching is about asking you powerful questions to evoke more awareness in you so that you can self-realize and self-actualize. Both. Woohoo! Okay, so getting back to really powerful questions around this lunation. So relationships of all kinds are being highlighted. So there's a really strong emphasis right now on family and business, right? Think of Cancer as like our emotional home. It all starts with our family, right? That's where all of these relationship structures, foundations began. And then Capricorn, think the sea goat, right? Plodding up that mountain one step at a time, carefully, not rushing. This is business, right? How are we relating to others in our business? And if we're entrepreneurs, how are we relating to ourselves in our own business? What are those relationships that we need to nurture, and how are we caring for them, particularly in the realm of our emotions, especially around the holidays, right? Family really dings that bell like, whoa, this stuff is serious and it's all coming up. So what we can ask ourselves is, in terms of our soul families, in terms of our alignments with who are we choosing? I believe we chose everyone in our family to have some experience, lesson learned. It's not a bad thing. It is to have that experience of our humanness so that we can then love one another and all beings more fully. So what family relationships do you want or intend to put more energy into right now? Which members of your family? What relationships are you wanting to put more of your energy into? What do you want to grow? What are you going to be nurturing, right? What emotions emotional scenarios? What emotions in you, what emotions in them are you wanting to put more energy into to grow more? So another quintessential moment here is that this is the very last of the full and new moons of the year, right? We're not going to have another full moon. We're not going to have another new moon. So we have a very, very unique opportunity right now. This is like an exalted star. Planets are also stars, right? This is like an exalted star. Before it fizzles out, it wants to get all the last juices out of its existence. So to make this the most potent moon that it can be, and to work with that energy, if you are a yogi, what postures can you allow yourself to do or incorporate into your practice that are exalted, right? There are different types of what do you call them? Like hybrid is coming out, not hybrid. Forms of each posture that we can get ourselves into. Like everything can be twisted or revolved, pavriti. Everything can be exalted. So which asanas are you going to perform or practice in their exalted form? One of my absolute favorites is crescent lunge in an exalted form, just bringing one arm up and the other arm back, touching the opposite leg behind you, allowing this top arm to be like hanging over your head, dangling, maybe moving your neck around, and just feeling the heart opening, the expansion in that. Also the hip opening of the opposite leg, the lower, the arc of the low back, but not making it be so forceful that you arch all the way back. You're always lifting from the ribs and lifting up, lifting from the heart, more up than back, right? We don't want to like fall back on ourselves or compromise our lower back. We want to still engage our core and breathe into these postures. So think about this in terms of, this is how I structure my restorative classes as well. So if you were doing an exalted restorative posture, what would that be? What's one of your favorite restorative postures, and how could you make it exalted? Kind of like give it that like penultimate oomph behind it and really let yourself sink into it. What is that going to look like for you? How are you going to practice? If you would like to try one of my Cancer moon restorative practices, my moon is also in Cancer, and so I have not ironically, taught a lot of Cancer moon restorative practices, and I have multiples of them. So those are $15 if you would like to purchase one of my Cancer moon restorative practices to do during this Cancer moon time, especially when it's full. Please message me. You can pay me via PayPal. I'll send you that link. You can try it out. It's a really good time to use these Cancer restorative practices because they speak to the archetypal themes of the Cancer energy, and they give you just so much to reflect on, even more in addition to what I'm going to be telling you and telling you now. So this is an amazing time to make some structural changes around your emotional management, right? How are you managing your emotions? We have the sun in Capricorn. Remember this polarity. So we have a supercharged energy around setting shit up, right? Slow and steady wins the race, the pace from the sea up to the very top of that proverbial mountain. So what is your proverbial mountain? What are you getting to the top of? And what is your foundation? What is going to allow you to have the most firm footing every step of the way, right? Very intentional. Like I'm placing my foot here. I'm not rushing it. I'm not just like little scattered around. I'm not moving super quickly and changing on a dime. Hi, Mom, if you're watching, I'm impetuous. I make really fast decisions. So this is a great time for calling in just commitment, steadiness, focus, and placement. Where is this placed in your chart? What are you placing into your future with your power of manifestation, affirmation, and attracting to yourself what you want in your life? So we got the sea goat, right? The sea goat is Capricorn. It originates in the water element and then shifts up to the air at the top. So this is like, right, flow to spirit, right? Being in flow with the waves and then rising up to this level of being completely in tune with spirit, acting in full alignment with everything in the universe. And so it's really, really, really a great time to make things sustainable. So think about what can be supportive of this change for me if I don't rush, but instead I think about the foundations I am laying now that are going to set me up for success, and especially around how that relates to how I relate to my own inner emotional world. What am I going to put into place that's going to support me in how I manage my emotional realm? So I am offering this inspiration for you. I am making a massive shift in my life with this moon. I am choosing radical self-love, radical commitment to leave my depression behind in 2023. And I'm not waiting until January 1st. I'm starting right now. And I'm just saying goodbye to it. It doesn't exist. I'm not feeding it anymore. I'm choosing to not feed it, and I'm stepping into joy, abundance, gratitude every day in every moment. I'm committing to, I've said before, but writing down everything that I'm grateful for every day. If not writing it in by hand, then at least speaking it out or saying it, or those are the same thing, I recognize. Or typing it in my notes or making a post about it, but I am starting. Also, I just wanted to share that my word, mine, I'm owning it, right? I'm Taurus. I have my word for 2024 is more. More. I am not waiting. I want more now, just like, I think her name is Bianca from Willy Wonka. Don't care how, I want it now. I want more right now. I don't want less, and that's what depression brings me. I'm not aligning with it anymore. I'm not empowering that aspect of me. I'm not giving it or feeding it any more energy. I am simply saying, we're gonna let you do your jam, but separate from me. I'm detaching from you, and I am aligning with more because it's available to me. It is in the quantum field. I am attracting it and calling it in by recognizing that I already have it. I already own it. Moreness. And yeah, I am. I am joy. I am peace. I am gratitude. I am grateful. So what is the massive shift you are making in 2024 that you are starting now, right? As it pertains to your own emotional world. What is your shift? Okay? And you also don't have to wait until January 1st, 2024. You can start right now, just like I am. I actually started this a couple of days ago. You're not late. Nothing ever happens outside of divine timing. It is all divine. It is all perfectly timed, and it will all come to you. It already is. And by the way, shameless self-promotion, if you would like to hold yourself massively accountable to the plans and intentions that you are putting into place in 2024, starting now, I am offering a massive discount on my upcoming program, 52 Weeks of Self-Love for Self-Healers. It's a program that is going to begin on February 14th, on Valentine's Day. I am taking it back. I am reclaiming the day for self-love. Self-love. So, for the end of 2023, you do not have to wait until January 1st. You don't have to wait until February 14th. I am offering 20% off of this program when you pay in full, only until the end of 2023. So if you want to take advantage of this short time offer, you have to schedule an appointment with me through my link. We have to discuss any questions that you have, and then you have to pay in full to get the discount. What the heck is this program? Okay, this is a program that was designed by my coach trainer, Beverly Sartain. She created a whole book that you can actually buy online. I will send you the link if you want to have the book for yourself. It's 52 weeks of self-forgiveness. I am reclaiming the program with her permission as 52 weeks of self-love for self-healers. So it will be a very positive and life-affirming take on these self-forgiveness lessons. So I've talked a little bit about them on my social channels, but you can read all about them in the link. The link isn't going to make you pay. It's just to set up a meeting to discuss it with me. And also there's a description of every single week we're going through. So with this program, you will get 52 weeks, Feb to Feb. Each week we meet for 1 hour as a community. Everyone gets time to speak, depending on how many people are signing up. And I reclaim this self-healing lesson, this self-love lesson. I give you some breath work, I give you a meditation, and then we reflect. We do some journaling around this topic. You also get access to my online group that is only for my private clients. And there you can share what you are working on throughout the week, right? So there's this level of accountability that you can show up each week only for 1 hour and share whatever you feel called to share. It's similar to this 12-step program where you share freely. It's a safe space for you to share or not. You can contribute as much or as little as you want. And then once a month, you also get one 60-minute private session with me where we can discuss anything that's coming up for you, anything that you want to work towards, and set up some structure, right, around how you are going to get yourself there within this year period, 52 weeks, 365 days. Also, you will get, for a limited time after every call, you will get access to me for text coaching. So you can ask me any questions direct to me. I will respond. It will have different parameters. I will let you know what those parameters are. And the other thing that you get within the community, you get access to all of my on-demand programs. So it is like thousands of dollars worth of content that you can take a restorative class for every single moon stage. You can take a yoga nidra for every moon stage, every type. You can also take a yoga nidra based on all of the 11 goddesses that I've created a yoga nidra around so far. This is the best meditation for sufferers of not being able to meditate and for those who struggle to sleep. So it's technically sleep meditation. You're not supposed to fall asleep. If you do, it's fine. You're laying in your bed anyway. Relax, let yourself rest, okay? I'm all about letting yourself rest. So this program is going to be amazeballs. Minus the balls, because the likelihood of men signing up for it is very low, but we might have some balls. We'll see. We're going to meet for an entire year. This is a beautiful, like-minded community, and if you have been needing people to speak to who are also spiritually minded, where the opinions and beliefs and values that you hold, if you feel that there aren't really spaces where you can navigate within that really feel like you can speak your mind freely, you can say what you're really thinking and feeling, then this is a great place for you to be able to express without any judgment, just with celebration. I am going to celebrate you for the realizations, the awareness that you have around yourself, for the resources and skills that you already have available to you that you're utilizing. And it will just be a celebratory space, and one where we can also just express anything that comes up, any darkness that's coming up that you might not feel comfortable sharing with, people in your life, loved ones, friends. Maybe there are issues that are about those specific people and you don't feel comfortable sharing. This is not therapy, mind you. This is not counseling. This is not advice. This is not friendship, although of course you're free to make friends with the people within the community. It is coaching, and it is in a group setting to have a safe space for us all to express freely and to be honored for what we are expressing. I know that you are just a bundle of potential love that needs to be released into this world, and that's what I want to celebrate and help you to see that consistently on a daily basis. So this is just a weekly group, but I want you to be able to feel like you can come to this online space and have some support for you anytime, any day, and to be really acknowledged for all that you are, as opposed to just all that you do, right? We're human beings, not human doings. So what else am I missing? Yeah, that's it. So more info. I'll put the link to read more and to schedule your call below in the description and the notes, yada yada. So back to the moon. Got a little bit more left. The moon is in protective, feeling-oriented Cancer. Cancer is the crab, right? This water sign of the zodiac. It can get pretty moody. It's got a hard shell. It's got those claws. Like, back off, man. I'm going to just side shuffle into my little hole in the sand. It's opposing the sun in practical, accomplishment-oriented Capricorn. So we have this butting of heads, okay, I'm I want to keep myself safe, and I'm really experiencing a lot of emotion, and yet I'm being called to be very focused and get things done, but I don't feel, I'm not necessarily in that energy. So the moon is shining a full light, not on what we need to change and what we need to get down on ourselves about, but to recognize all that we are doing to care for that very protective and very feeling-oriented parts of ourselves. Those. Not that. It's asking us to care more deeply for ourselves, to be kinder for ourselves around any issues connected to family or home, especially around the holidays. I can't stress this enough. So if you're feeling hypersensitive right now, it's completely understandable, and recognize you are allowed to have these feelings. Your experience is very valid, and if you are experiencing these feelings, these emotions, just acknowledge them. You are meant to be feeling them, and you can go about it with some emotional responsibility, with emotional self-alignment. You can recognize, okay, I'm having these feelings. Do I want to continue with these feelings? What contributed to me having that emotional reaction, and what do I want to set up for myself, Capricorn? What do I want to set up? What structure do I want to have around it so that I can not feel this adverse way again? Because you deserve to be feeling in a positive, loving space. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say yes, all the time. It is possible for you. It already exists. It can be done. So you can affirm it. You can attract it into your physical reality. You can manifest it by stating it. I have greater emotional responsibility than I have ever had in my life, and I am more aligned emotionally with family, with home, with myself, with my emotions than I have ever been in my life, and I can manage my emotions. I am not ruled by them. They exist, and I can detach myself from them, right? That's where we can put in that shell of Cancer. We can pull it in that hard shell and accept that, or just acknowledge that what I can scuttle away from is this need to always go with that flow of oh, this is overwhelming me with emotion. And instead I can say, I got my claws. Nope. snap, get away from me. I'm not going there right now. I'm going to retreat within. I'm going to get myself sorted, and then I'll come out when I feel safe again. And this is about creating that safety within yourself, right? Acknowledging your yeses and your nos, setting boundaries, maintaining them for yourself, and then coming out transformed into a sea goat. That's a great transformation. Crab to sea goat. Okay, yeah. And then we're going to place our hooves, trudge up that mountain. Not trudge. We're going to stand powerfully in each and every step and move up. Move higher. Okay, so we have this heightened sense right now that something has to be balanced, has to be reintegrated. And that is the experience of how we feel, our emotions, and what our outer obligations or, career, material, our practical goals, Capricorn. So I got some coaching questions for you. You can write them down. You can pause the video after each one, up to you completely. Here we go. How have I cared for my emotions in the past? Right? How did I relate to them? No, sorry, that's the next one. How have I cared for my emotions in the past? And how do I want to care for them now? How will I? You can make I am statements. I am caring for my emotions by acknowledging them, by journaling them, and by letting them go. I can do practices like I am burning them, I am, getting into twists in yoga, and then I am inhaling and taking up that space once that emotion or that feeling has passed. Just an example. How do I want to care for my emotions now? What does that look like for you? Next one. What is my relationship with my emotions, my emotional world? How am I relating? What is my relationship? Have I acknowledged that I even have emotions or an emotional body, for example? How might I make my relationship with my own emotions what I want it to be, right? Just like we can set intentions around what do I want my partner relationship to look like? What do I want my relationship to myself to look like? What do I want my relationship with my mom and my dad and da-da-da-da-da? What do I want these relationships to look like? What do I want my relationship with my emotions to look like? And then we manifest it by saying, I am blah, blah, blah. I see myself, la, 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 right? So an example of that could be, my relationship with my emotions is detached and honoring. For example, I honor my emotions by detaching from them. They do not own me. They do not control me. I have them. I see them. And I allow them to be what they are. I feel them so that I can process them. Okay, next. What am I needing emotionally? What do my emotions need? Do they need to be seen? Do they need to be heard? Do they need to be loved and coddled and nurtured and soothed a bit? Or do my emotions need to be cut out, scared away, snapped at? Right? Do I need to take a firm action around my emotions, or do I need to be more in the feminine and be like, it's okay, little emotion, your sadness, we're going to take care of you. What do you really need? Okay? Next, what are the conditions that allow me to feel at home within myself? So I have this exterior, this crab shell. What are the conditions inside of my shell? And is that feeling of feeling at home what I want? Do I want to feel at home within my emotional body? And is it possible for me to do those things for myself more often, and how? Remember, you can pause this video at any time. I got a lot of these. There's just a few more, but. Okay, next. How might I connect with my emotional world with more ease, right? How can I not have so much resistance? How can I more easily connect with my emotions? And also, we take this from yoga, have a beginner's mind about my emotions. Can I allow myself to recognize, I might not have acknowledged that I even have emotions, that I have a relationship with my emotions, that, I might not have ever personified my emotions before, and that's okay. I might have never had a relationship with them, so I certainly haven't had, boundaries with them, consent with them, none of this. So we can create this whole emotional relationship, and how can I make that more easeful, and how can I come into it with, I'm just starting this. This is brand new to me. I've never done this before. So I'm going to be open. I am open to receive what my emotional wisdom has to share with me. We can start there. And you can do this, you can practice embodying this somatically when you are practicing yoga. You can come into, any one of my classes, for example, when you join my group in the new year, or if you sign up for private coaching with me, you also get access to my on-demand classes. So any class that you come into, you can come into as having a beginner's mind. Like, I've never done this before, I've never taken Beth's class, or I've never experienced this type of, yoga, intuitive, somatic movement, whatever the heck. So let myself be open to, what am I going to gain from this? What am I experiencing? Instead of taking charge and trying to control it and being like, well, I know how to do this and I'm just going to do this. What about maybe open to, maybe it's a different way. Maybe I'm going to gain something else from this. And that brings up for me right now, what's coming through is that's how we can look at all relationships in our lives, not just with our emotional body, but with other people that we're in relationship with, right? We can come into it as, I don't really know you, you don't really know me. Let's just see what we stand to gain from one another, what we can learn about love, because life is all about love anyway. That's all it is. We're just here to love. So we can learn from each other new ways to love. How beautiful is that? Okay, a couple more. How do I relate to my loved ones on an emotional level? And does anything need a fresh start? Remember, we have all this exalted energy. This is the last full moon and the last full or new moon, and it's at the end of the year, and we have this new start, right? We started the year the same way. Now we have a total do-over. So what's the fresh start that we are allowed to utilize right now? What needs a fresh start, if anything, around how we relate to our loved ones on an emotional level? And what might that look like? A fresh start doesn't have to be like wiping the slate clean, let's do everything differently. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. We can just take one little thing and try it on. And, maybe we integrate it. Maybe it sticks. Maybe we make that thing sustainable. Maybe not. Maybe we try it and it's like, ooh, that backfired. I didn't like that reaction, or that didn't really work out. I offended somebody. Okay. I apologize. And I'm moving on, and I'm gonna try something else, because we always have this energy of newness, right? The moon goes through these cycles. It's full, it's waning, it's waxing, it's new, blah, blah, blah. Right? So give yourself the opportunity to not just take this as like, oh, this is the only time I'm ever going to have a fresh start, but like, I can have this fresh start again and again. This is the beauty of the feminine energy, right? I go through cycles and I allow myself to flow through them, and I allow myself to have a new beginning. That's the beauty of a full moon. It's shining a light on all those areas like, hello, this is what needs to shift a little bit. Like, we see you. And then because it's exalted, it's the end of this phase. It's like, we can blow it up, blow that old gunk out of the water, and just try something completely different, completely new. Taking into account, maintaining, holding on to, like Capricorn, holding on to, okay, I know if I put my foot here, it's going to be steady. But if I put it on that shaky rock over there on the ledge, it's going to fall off. So I'm keeping the learnings, and I'm utilizing them to set myself up with a stronger foundation every step that I take. And I'm coming back and checking in with myself. Does this feel good? Is this resonating? Is this a boundary that I'm holding true for myself? Am I letting them get a little watery? Am I going back to the sea, back to where the crab came from, back to the sea goat's origin? Or can I continue elevating my boundaries, my yeses and my nos, and holding true to them and being compassionate, but stating them and not having any buts, right? Not having any caveats, just sticking with it. What does this new fresh start look like for you? Kind of get carried away there. Okay, 3 more simple ones. What are my emotional priorities? What am I holding as top, urgent, red alert? This is exalted time. It's go time. What is the priority? What is the most important thing that I need to handle, pay attention to, put my energy into around my emotional body right now? Next, what does ideal emotional health look like for me? What is the healthiest emotional version of me? What does that look like? What am I doing? How am I interacting with others? What do my relationships look like? How do I relate to myself? Physically, mentally, obviously emotionally, spiritually. But what is my emotional health? Like, how do I feel about all of these things? How do I care for this part of me that is emotion, that feels emotion? If I am my healthiest emotionally, what does that look like for me? And I'm again going to come back to this, letting go of depression and replacing it with gratitude and joy in 2024, the moreness. This is where that more can come in. My most emotionally healthy self doesn't even know that word, the D word, right? We're going to take the big D and make it a little d, and then we're going to put in G. It's a G thing, baby. It's gratitude. What? Because it can't be grateful and, be depressed at the same time. I can be grateful for the things that my D brought into my life, the awarenesses, but they can't coexist, right? I can't be like, oh, I'm in this and I'm also grateful. Because once I step into gratitude, it's like, I can't go back down, right? We can't go back into the sea. Gratitude is the highest plane. It's full spirit. It's just, there's abundance here. I'm levity. I am air. I am adaptable. I go with the flow of, lightness of being. I am pure being. And so that's what emotional health looks like for me. What does it look like for you? What are you just like letting it go back to the sea, right? Let it go out with the tides and start climbing up that mountain. For you, what's that mountain? What's that? What are you letting go? Full moons are a great time to just release and then step into, this is full power, happy hour. I am getting it done. Not in a drunken way, right? Emotionally, get her done. Get your emotions done. Okay, and whatever this vision of this emotional health is for me, how am I going to get one step closer to that, right? Capricorn sun. How am I going to get one step, just one step, right? I'm not thinking about the pinnacle yet, right? That's not true. I'm envisioning it. I am saying I am statements in that space, and I don't have to let it get me anxious or worried about it. I can just think, all right, next step, right? That's the Capricorn energy. What's the next step? Next step. Cancer goes, okay, I feel this. Great. We acknowledge that feeling. What are we doing with it? Right? Are we going back into the hole? Are we hiding out a little bit? And a lot of times we need to hide out a little bit, take a break, right? Shelter from the sun, shelter from, I don't know, some big old animal, dogs coming to chase us down the beach, and I'm just a tiny little crab. And then I come out again when it's safe. Next step. Where am I trying to go? So it's really important that we just look at our emotions in general and that we ask ourselves questions. These questions are really great for right now. So do what you got to do. Pause, the video, go back and rewatch it, whatever. And if you want to join my group, you also get full access to the full list of all of these questions. So you don't have to listen again and spend all your time going, right? You can just watch and get it all written out. Everyone in Restore and Love Yourself with Beth. Hi guys, I love you. Thanks for being with me. And all of my private clients will get access to these questions, and also all of the restorative Cancer moon classes, so that you can really more fully embody these things. All of them are different, based on the aspect ratios and different signs, yada yada, but they're all poignant in the time, and whatever you choose will always speak to you and give you what you need, because you've chosen it for a reason, right? And there are no mistakes. Everything is divine. So I want to thank you very much for watching. I love you dearly, but it's vastly more important that you love you. I cannot wait to hear from you, to see you in a Zoom meeting to talk about the upcoming program, 52 Weeks of Self-Love for Self-Healers. And I would love to hear what some of the answers to these questions are for you, and what this brings up for you. Are you Cancer moon? A lot of people who resonate with my energy are also Cancer moon, or also Tauruses, or have some placement that's similar. We also have an exalted Chiron in Aries right now. Oy, oy. So much going on. No, not enough time to talk about it all, but I wanted to give you guys that heads up, that start. And I'd also love to know what postures in your personal practice you're doing in an exalted format. So also let me know that. Ooh, one's coming up for me, and I can't wait to do it. Also in my group, I will be... I think I'm going to do a 20-minute restorative class around this Cancer moon theme. So those of you in Restore and Love Yourself with Beth, look out for that. And those of you who are not in the group, you can purchase it again for $15. All of my classes are always $15, just to try them on one time. And then if you become a member, they all just become magically free for the whole year, or for the time that you're a private client or in my program. Yay, that is all. The link's in the description. I love you. Thank you so much for being with me. Happy full moon in Cancer. Happy sun in Capricorn. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. I cannot wait to learn what you are starting now, what you're not waiting for. What is your more in 2024? If you are watching this now, wherever you are, and if you've made it this far, I'm going to take the piggyback off of Alina Alive, who is one of my favorite astrologers on YouTube. If you are still here, please put a crab emoji in the comment section. And if you feel called, one thing that is the more that you are owning, affirming, attracting in, manifesting in 2024. What is your more in 2024? All right. Peace. I'm out of here. Love you. Bye.